All right, people, another TA hiker interview. So this gentleman's going to tell us who he is and where he's from. And first question will be previous hiking experience.
Yeah, good day guys. My name's Spike. I'm from the sunny Bay of Plenty, a little place called Whakatane, which is in New Zealand. So it's right on the coast. And yeah, previous experience. Yeah, I've hiked a lot of the main sort of hiking routes in New Zealand in the past. I wouldn't say I'm a very experienced hiker, but I like getting out there and doing a little bit.
Good. Why the TA?
Why the TA? Too much red wine. Too much red wine. Conversing with a friend and his wife, we're out sort of having a few ales and a few red wines, and Scotty suggested he wanted to do some bloody trip. He originally said some overseas trip like the PCT or something, and we sort of talked him out of that. And I thought after the wine had wore off, he'd come to his senses and he'd forgotten about it. But no, sure as eggs, he remembered, and basically the scene had been set, and here we are.
And here you are. What's the biggest hurdle you've had to jump over to get yourself on the TA?
The biggest hurdle to get on the TA, oh goodness gracious me. Look, I've had to buy a whole pile of gear. I've had a lot of gear. I had a lot of gear from the past with heavy, but of course it's all too heavy. We're trying to go sort of super ultra lightweight, but my pack's still about 18 kilos, so I think I've got the heaviest pack on the whole bloody trail. And I'm struggling a bit with the pack weight, and I cannot get it down in size. No matter what I try, I've been ruthless, but it's still heavy. So, yeah, so it's been a bit of a hurdle, sort of buying all the gear, really, but it's been an enjoyable experience. It's actually, all part of the process, and it sort of sets the scene for the whole thing.
The adventure.
Yeah.
Your favourite part and your least favourite part on the
My
trail so
least
far?
favourite part, my giddy.
And I think you might provide me with photos, so I'll warn people if they've got a weak stomach.
My least favourite part. Look, 90 Mile Beach. I'll never walk down there again if you paid me to. It was a long, monotonous, boring, crazy idea to walk down that place, and I didn't enjoy it one little bit. I don't even like the beach at the best of times. I don't go to the beach. I live on the coast. I don't go to the beach if I can avoid it. And then I had to walk down 90 Mile Beach, which is a bit of a bloody mission for myself. And so I didn't really enjoy it at all. And as a consequence of that, I got some horrendous blisters, which I've suffered from ever since. I've gone about 3 or 4 days blister-free on this trail so far, and I've been on the trail for about 30 plus days. Yeah. And I picked up blisters yesterday as well. My feet have never really recovered, and so I've got to try and do something to rectify that sooner or later. Yep. So they've been pretty horrible.
And your favourite part on the trail?
My favourite part? I'll be honest. Like, I've lived in New Zealand for 40 years, and 40 plus years, and so I'm a Welsh originally. And I've travelled, I've been lucky, I've travelled all around New Zealand. There's not many places I haven't seen or been to. And to me, the best part of the trail so far has been the people that I've met. Without a doubt, to me, it's been the people, and it's been the real highlight for me, the people, and it's and I've loved meeting the people, and I hopefully meet a lot more on the way. And I can't go far wrong if I keep enjoying the people. I'll keep trekking on.
Good. And anything else you want to add with this?
Oh yes, that's about me. I think
and
it's we'll keep trekking on, blisters and all, and we'll keep a smile on my face, and we'll keep going. It's all about positive attitude.
That's it.
That's it. And I'm here to have fun.
Good on you. Righto, so there you go. You've met Spike from the TA, and we'll move on to his partner in crime, who he's blaming for getting in here in the first place. So here we go, another hiker. This is Scotty, but he'll give you his name and where he's from. And the first question is previous hiking experience.
Absolutely none at all. My name's Scott. I live in Hamilton in New Zealand. I used to live in Whakatane in the Easter Bay, where I used to work with Spike.
Ah.
And no experience in hiking other than in my early days I was in the army, but you wouldn't really call that hiking.
Yeah. Why the TA for you?
I got banged up in a car. I got hit by a car a few years ago and smashed my legs up. And after recovering and recuperating, and I decided I wanted to do some big challenge. And I figured something big like a long walk would be a challenge. I was originally looking at the at one of the trails in the States because I'd watched a movie which looked really interesting. And I got talked out of that, and somebody suggested the Te Aroha Trail in New Zealand because it's closer to home, which I didn't know about it at that point. And it developed from there, and I threw the idea at Spike one night over red wines and beers while our wives were there, and neither of them were keen on doing it. And I think Spike thought I was joking, but he, a couple of days later, I said, I'm serious. And we planned it from probably about January last year and got stuck into doing stuff to get ready for it.
Good. And I think you might have already touched on it, but the biggest challenge to get here and do the TA?
Trying to get the pack weights light enough that I could carry the stuff and hoping my legs would do it, basically. Yeah.
And how about your least favourite and your most favourite moment so far on the trail?
My least favourite moment is climbing hills. I hate hills. I don't mind coming down them so much, but I hate climbing up hills. In fact, I'm not a big fan of walking altogether, but I figured I'll do something challenging. And my most favourite, just being out here doing it, actually.
Okay.
The fact that I'm doing something completely different to what I've ever done before. And it's maybe 5 months out of my life. You know, my wife's not that impressed with the idea because it's a long time, but she's on board with it.
Kind of like my wife, actually. And nothing else you want to add to anybody?
No, I'm enjoying it so far. It has its challenges, not the least being my tent. Because it's a mission fitting myself in my little one-man tent, and I've now worked out after a month where to stick everything and what places I can put stuff so that it stays out of the rain and that it's easily accessible, and you sort of get into a routine and stuff. So it's interesting.
It's funny, I just did a how I organised my tent video a few days ago.
Oh, right.
Because exactly that, I've got a spot for everything.
Well, you watch prior to all this, I watched so many YouTube clips on people with ideas on how to do stuff and this and that, and I took lots of bits and pieces from lots of different places. And some of them I've used, some of them I haven't, some didn't pan out, and you're just picking up tips as you go as well. So, simple little things like, I buy a tent and I buy a sleeping mat, and I don't realise that they're quite slippery. So your sleeping mat doesn't stay in place. Well, somebody came up with the idea of using the old non-slip mats that you use in the kitchen drawers to stop things sliding around. Okay. So brought one of those, chopped it into 2 bits, presto. Problem solved.
Because I've got the little Gossamer Gear foam pad under mine to stop the movement.
Oh, well, for $5 I bought went to a shop, $2 shop.
Yep, done.
And in fact, Spike's just eyeing me out of the side saying, "That was my idea."
Spike's idea. Good.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for that. And I keep bumping into these blokes, and I think I'm going to keep on bumping into you, actually.
Unless you start going too fast.
And I don't think that'll happen because you'll get a taxi.
Cut it out, we're here,
No, it's called a trail angel, remember?
Oh, yes. All righty, thank you.
You're welcome.